Chelsea take the trip across London to take on a West Ham United side that are looking as if we are on the up. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. You join us for the match build-up show of West Ham United versus Chelsea, a game where two sides that are below par so far this season come up against each other. Both sides need a win. It's a London derby. It's a 12:30 early kickoff, and we're here to discuss it and the lineup when we get it in under 14 minutes time. Hello to everybody watching in the chat. Ollie is joining me live today for the build-up show. Ollie, how are you?
Yeah, nice to see you, Jake. Thank you for having me back on the West Ham Official again. Nice to see you.
That's all right. Hope you are well. Hello to everybody watching in the chat. Peter, hope you are well, mate. If we could scrape a win, it would really do a lot for our confidence. It would. It's a massive game today. Before we get into it, though, I'd like to say a huge thank you to our sponsors who are joining us throughout February and March. They are Manscaped. You can check out Manscaped by clicking the link in the description or in the live chat. I've got one of the products here for you right now. This is the Lawnmower 4.0 for your below-the-waist grooming, if you get what I mean. So you can check out Manscaped. And use the discount code West Ham Unofficial 20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. That would massively help out the channel as well, so check them out. Football then, Ollie, the game, obviously from a neutral perspective for yourself. I'm hoping you're going to say that West Ham are going to win.
Do you know what? I think the way both teams are desperate for points. Both haven't been playing great, to be honest, have they? West Ham have had a poor season. West Chelsea are also looking to get points because they've been bad. They haven't had a very good start to the season either. But do you know what? I think with a run of games, I think Chelsea drew their last game, didn't they? 0-0. It's Fulham.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. We sort of went through their results last night. And it hasn't been good reading from. I got on there. Yes, they drew to Fulham 0-0, drew to Liverpool 0-0, beat Crystal Palace, lost to Fulham, got battered twice by Manchester City in the cup and in the league. So it's been a pretty rocky road since the restart for Chelsea.
Yeah, it's not looking good. But I think West Ham. I think their last game they got a draw against Newcastle, which was good result. Newcastle are flying at the moment, aren't they? Doing very well. I think they had a win before that. I just think with the momentum things are going at the moment, I've got a feeling, being at home, West Ham will get the win today. I expect you'd like to hear that. But
okay. Just to let you know, Ollie is our neutral fan today, and I didn't pay him to say that. He said that fully off of his own.
Yeah, no, that's just the way. I just think, just the way on momentum, the way things are going. I think West Ham just scraped through today. Yeah, I do.
So, London derby, anything can happen. We're at home. Hopefully we can take that as an advantage. Let's see who else we've got into the chat. Peter Morgan, hope you're well, mate. Alan, hope you're well as well. Hi, Jake and Ollie. We really need to go for this game. And I think the key is, and it's been even more evident so far this season, is we started so poorly in games. We could have been 2-0 down inside 3 minutes up at Newcastle if it wasn't for VAR. One was ruled out and then he went up and scored anyway, and that one wasn't ruled out. So we were 1-0 down inside 2 minutes. It's key today that we don't let Chelsea dictate the play, because if we let them come out early and sort of roam around and do what they want and get themselves settled, then they might start to tick and start to play some good football. But if we can get out, let's press high, let's not let them have too much time on the ball, and I think we could really put a under pressure side under pressure in Chelsea, Ollie.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Both teams are very much under pressure, but I think Chelsea are under more pressure today than West Ham. I think they've spent a lot of money, haven't they? They've got a big squad. There's no denying it. They've got some of the best players in the world. They've got great players. I don't think things have quite gone for Graham Potter how he wanted to have at the moment. But still, Chelsea, if they turn up and do play together, they are a very, 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 very strong side. So, of course, West Ham do need to be very, very careful of that. At the same time, West Ham are under pressure. They're at the bottom of the table. I think they need the points more than Chelsea at the moment. I think they do. But West Ham are also a very good team. You've got some very good players. I think Danny Ings is a very interesting signing. Given the right formation in the right place to play with, he's a very, very, very good striker. He was brilliant at Burnley. It didn't work out for him at Liverpool. I think it's because he came in Klopp came in just, as he started. He obviously had the injury before, and he didn't fit into the formation with the three up front, wasn't it? With Mane, Salah, and Firmino.
I
They
think
kind of
with I
pushed
think
out.
with
But
I think with Danny Ings, Moyes
yeah,
sort of identified that we needed somebody
yeah,
to come in that wasn't going to be too much of a risk. Obviously, Danny Ings, we know, can score goals in the Premier League, and he's done it for
mm,
years, whether it's been at Villa, Burnley, or wherever. He has generally scored goals wherever he's gone, and that's
yeah,
what we needed. And he came in and within inside 15 seconds got himself injured, which was been
yeah,
typical. And then he sort of came back last week, and he almost looked like he shouldn't have been there because
yeah.
he wasn't fit at all, and he was sort of just about jogging round. And if he's starting today, I should hope that he's fully fit. But if not, I mean, Antonio running a Chelsea defence has
Yeah,
been poor this season, ragged. I think is the way to go. What do you think, Ollie?
yeah, definitely. Antonio's a handful for anyone, isn't he? But yeah, like you said, Chelsea have been very poor in defence. Yeah, that's been their main their main focal point to their defence for sure. So yeah, Antonio for sure. But I do like Ings. I hope David Moyes can get it right with him because, like I said, he is a very, very, very potent striker on his day. And just fingers crossed for West Ham. Really, it works out for him.
Yeah.
I hope it does.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Chelsea under 18s are 1-0 up against us, I presume that is. So hopefully they can get back into that one. But obviously some news. Many people have been sort of speculating about a few youngsters being involved today and maybe getting some sort of involvement. I'm hearing that's probably not the case, using a bit of sense, looking that both Mubamba and Hedgie started last night for the under 21. So I'm pretty sure if they started last night at 7 o'clock, they ain't going to be involved 12:30 today. So that's a little bit unfortunate in that sense. So we probably won't see them, which may leave our bench a little bit lighter. But we're hearing Kurt Zouma is edging towards the return. Whether that's today against his former club, we'll have to wait and see. But we'll get into all lineups when we get them in less than 7 minutes' time. Let's take some more of your comments. Don't you need Boyscape, Jake? Well, that's irrelevant because I'm sure all of you need Manscaped. So to help out West Ham Unofficial, massively, please use that code. Go and grab yourself. So you're 3 days away from Valentine's Day, so get something ordered. Manscaped.com 20% off using the code West Ham Unofficial 20. We've got you a voucher, Ollie. West Ham Unofficial 20 for 20% off and free shipping, Ollie.
I've seen that on Facebook earlier. I'm gonna have a look in a minute, see if I can get any running gear on there.
Have a little look. Jake, give us away from me. Hope you are well, JJ. Carno as well. Good morning, Jake and Richard. Hope you are all well. Peter says hopefully Chelsea will be thinking of Europe today instead of this game. Obviously, Liverpool involved in Europe as Champions League is coming up. That starts next week. They play Borussia Dortmund. I think it's at home, Ollie. Do you think Chelsea's minds will be a little bit on the Champions League, obviously with the league going as pear-shaped as it is for them?
Yeah, I do, Jay. Yeah, that's a good point. It is a good point. They will have one eye on that for sure. Like you said, it's
Borussia Dortmund away.
Borussia Dortmund away.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that is a good point. I'm sure that they'd be looking at resting players in certain parts of the game. So yeah, it is an opportunity for West Ham. For West Ham to get 3 points today, and hopefully, see them a little bit higher up that league table where they belong. Really, they've been unlucky this season. They don't deserve to be where they are. So yeah, as long as it continue for them, and just hopefully up the hammers.
Up the hammers. We like it. Let's see what else we got in there. Connor says, all good, excited, but very nervous for today's game. I'll tell you what, I'm intrigued today to see what we do because, we came in, we've had a really, really poor run of form. But then since we come back in 2023, we've only lost one game inside nearly 1.5 months now against Wolves. We've got through a couple of rounds in the FA Cup, which is good. We've been getting, some good points and a good few wins in there. And now these 3 games are the test now. We've got a point up at Newcastle, which I think was very good. We've now got Chelsea at home and then Spurs away next weekend. These 2 games are going to be really interesting. And I think when you look at Chelsea at home, stereotypically, Ollie, you think, for a side like us, if we can get a point, that would be amazing out of it. But Chelsea are a side that are really vulnerable this season. We're on a bit of an up. We're at home. We beat them at home last season. I think we should be well up for this.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that's why I would say I think with the the way the momentum's going at the moment, Chelsea on the back of a few worse defeats than West Ham. West Ham had a really good draw against Newcastle. I think going into the game, I think West Ham at home will be favourites to win. I really do. If I was going to put money on it, I would say West Ham. I don't think it'll be a big margin. I think 1-0, something like that. 2-1 maybe. But
I agree.
it'll be great as well because Liverpool are playing Everton tomorrow. I think Liverpool are pretty fired up on the back of their bad results recently, and I think Liverpool will beat Everton tomorrow. So it would be good for West Ham, to get 3 points there and just try and get a bit more stability on the bottom of the table.
Because I think, when we look at it at the moment, we've got to look at what teams are doing around us. I think Bournemouth are playing in the 5:30 kickoff today. Obviously, Liverpool have got, Everton have got Liverpool tomorrow. So that'll be, so that'll be an interesting watch. So we can only really focus on ourselves. And I think getting in, we don't usually play 12:30 on a Saturday. This is a bit of a sort of rare thing for West Ham, and if we can get some points on the board, it puts pressure on the rest of the teams for the rest of the weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see, and hopefully West Ham don't ruin all of our weekends. Let's hope so. No giving away free kicks near the penalty area. Definitely we've got to try and avoid that. P Gads, that's a shift. That is good morning. 6:20 in Detroit. It's time for coffee. I should think so, mate. 6:20 on a Saturday morning. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play. We will bring the lineup when we get it in less than 3 minutes time, Mandy. I'm just gonna have a look to see if we've got any murmurings around there. I'm just seeing, they're just having a little look, but I'll bring you that official lineup very, very shortly. Troy says Ings made a good run. Short time he was on the pitch. I just felt like, he definitely wasn't there 100%. So we'll have to wait to see whether he is involved in that starting lineup today. Stevie says Irons 4, Plastics 0. Could you imagine that, beating them 4-0 at home? That would make, I tell you what, I'm on half time now, but that would make my trip back to school the next Monday a joy. It certainly would. Hit the like button and subscribe to West Ham Official and like you lazy gits. Thank you very much, Mandy. Thank you very much. 1-1 Marshall, there we go. We are back into it. The under-18s are now 1-1. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I think the lineup is or what people are saying. I'm going to wait 2 minutes and bring you the official lineup because we don't bring any nonsense here, Maddie. You know that. Marshall scored again. That's good. Here we go. Liverpool will have no chance of beating Everton tomorrow. Liverpool not playing well. Everton, Sean Dyche. I think
it was Everton. Don't say that, for Christ's sake. No, wow, it is a difficult one. I must admit, Liverpool have been pretty dreadful this season. But I still think they're going to beat Everton tomorrow. I do. Klopp's had a lot of stick recently. I think he's going to have to do something now.
Yes. I think it might be a final straw for a few people if you lose.
2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. There we go. So people, in terms of your lineup sense, hoping Fornal starts. A few people have said this, Trudge. Hoping Fornal starts a bit more of a work rate in there to really try and run them down and really solidify that defence. I'm expecting to see a back five again today from David Moyes. Hoping to see that back five or back three sort of progressing out with Emerson against his former club. Hopefully at left wing back, maybe Sufeld there, Johnson at right wing back, Johnson at right centre back, and hopefully the two centre backs in there as well. Will Benny start? I hope he does. I really do hope he does. We're a matter of seconds away. Moyes doesn't change much, so yeah, I wouldn't be expecting many changes today. But if I was to give a checklist now, Ollie, what I'd hope is we're going to see Benrahma start. I'd hope to see Johnson starting at right centre back, Emerson starting, maybe Downs in midfield, and it's 11:30, which only means one thing. Ollie, are you ready to see the starting lineup then?
I am. Yes, please. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah.
I'm going to read it out to you now. Well, there's a shock in there. Fabianski, Sufeld, Kehrer starts. Ogbonna, Agurd, Emerson, Rice, Paqueta, Benrahma, Bowen, Antonio. So Souček isn't starting. It's that same midfield two again. And I can't believe Kehrer is starting. Moyes and his smoke screens are back again. So just if you didn't see, yesterday Moyes confirms that Kehrer has picked up an injury. He was taken off at half time up on Tyneside last weekend, and he starts. I can't take that as a positive. I'm smiling because I can't believe it. I'm going to bring that lineup up onto your screen now then, as it is scrolling through. Here we go. Ollie, your thoughts on that then?
Well, Bowen, I'm quite surprised. I mean, Bowen, the great player, he hasn't really been doing a lot this season, has he? I don't think, Bowen. He needs to do more.
Yeah,
He's got it in him. He's got it in him. Maybe is
yeah.
it today? Maybe is he going to score today?
I
I
think
like
with
to think
Bowen, I
so.
think it's he's been slowly getting back to it.
Yeah,
He hasn't been as good as he was last season, but we haven't really
last
got a
season.
replacement
Yeah,
down that side. So he's sort of nailed on to start every game, and maybe today he could show up and show his worth. He scored a couple of goals in
yeah.
recent weeks, so maybe it could be his day today. Any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, Ben Rahm as well, great player. Yeah, but interested to see him play, him and Bowen. Yeah, Rice usual. Who's that Care? I don't think I've ever seen him before. I can't
Oh,
think.
you won't want to. I think Kara
Uh,
brought in. I presume he's going to sit in that sort of right centre back position with Soufal at right wing back. A little bit dodgy is what I'll say
yeah,
defensively. So yeah,
hope Mr.
maybe
Rice is on it. That's all I can say.
yeah.
Have his
Let's
work cut
take
out.
let's take some of your thoughts on this line. That's okay. He does have pace, but he's still got that mistake in him, which I really, really don't like. I don't. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Kara squeaky bum time. That was obviously a late fitness test, so we'll have to wait and see on that sense, just whether he's fit enough. I do apologise. I mean, saying Liverpool are playing tomorrow. They're not. It's Monday night. That's my fault.
that's it. No, I thought it was tomorrow.
That is my fault. Troj says Kera needs to use his pace to cover Oggy better this time. I can see that, but I would rather see Johnson in there. I thought he did a really good shift when he came in that right centre back position, but we'll have to see whether Moyes has made the right decision there. Usual suspect. I hope you are well, Miss Hammerat as well. Hey Jake and Ollie, everyone in the chat, sorry I'm late. Get them likes and smash that like button if you haven't already. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at that subs bench then and see who we've got on that bench then. So we've got Hedgie, who was actually involved last night at 7 o'clock. So he's had a quick turnaround. Hedgie and Anang, the two goalkeepers on the bench. Johnson, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Ings and Suja. So attacking outlets there. We've got Fornals, Lanzini and Danny Ings as the attacking options we've got there. As I said, Ollie, I did expect that bench to be a little bit lighter, and it is. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, I suppose we've got the right amount on there, but two goalkeepers, not a lot of attacking quality there.
No, like he said it. I think Ings is going to be interesting. As he gets fitter. But I'd like, hopefully, I'd like to see more from Bowen. Like you said, we all know he's got it's like last season was, world beater. I think one of the top sort of 4 or 5 teams would have liked to have had him in their squad. Yeah. So could it be the day for him, to get his score and boots back on? Looking forward to that. And yes, Souček is quite an interesting one to bring on.
Yeah,
just later on an option.
Sort of bulk up that defensive midfield. Should we have a look at the Chelsea lineup, Ollie?
Yeah, please, mate. Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's bring it up onto the screen then. So it's Kepa in goal. It's James, Thiago Silva, Badiashile, and Cucurella as a back 1, 2, 3, 4. Enzo and Madueke in midfield. João Felix, Loftus-Cheek, Mudryk, and Havertz. That seems to be a little bit mixed smash there. So we've got a back 4 of James on the right, Silva and Badiashile as the centre halves, then Cucurella on the left. I presume it's that Enzo Fernandez who signed for about 100 million quid as the holding midfield. You've got Loftus-Cheek there as well, and Madueke, who I presume are in the midfield. Felix on one side, Mudryk on the other, and Havertz as that sort of false number 9. I don't watch Chelsea that often, Ollie. Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah, I can't think who was it. Mudryk. I can't picture him, to be honest.
Yeah, Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah, João Felix, very very good player. Yeah. Enzo's a good player. Who did Enzo play for? I think Liverpool. I think it's Liverpool. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, he looked really really good.
Yeah.
So it looks like their midfield world class. They've got both strong in midfield, aren't they, Chelsea?
Yeah. I think you've got João Felix there. Is that his first game back since his because he had a 3-game ban, didn't he, for a red card? So that might be his only a second game in a Chelsea shirt. Loftus-Cheek's just lobbed in there. I mean, I don't watch Chelsea very often, but I'll be interested to see what his sort of role is. But
yeah, I can't think much of Loftus-Cheek. I think they've got a very strong midfield, though, aren't they? Enzo and Felix.
Yeah.
I think Rice will have his work cut out today, personally, in midfield.
Rice and Paqueta as a midfield too is more progressive, is more attacking. So that midfield battle is going to be really key today. In terms of a suspension, Bettinelli, Azpilicueta, Chilwell, Chalobah, crikey, Chukwuemeka, Gallagher, Mount, Ziyech, and Fofana. So Mount there, Ziyech, Gallagher, attacking options. They've got a few there to bring on, Ollie.
Yeah. They like I said, Chelsea, they've spent a lot of money. They've bought a lot. They've got a very big squad. And, so things aren't going great for them at the moment. And, Graham Potter's quite, fairly new to trying to gel his team right. But, if they do get it right, Chelsea's going to be a very, very, very strong, top 4 side. But I just think the way things are going at the moment for them is they're just not gelling right. And hopefully with momentum, I just think West Ham will win today. I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sort of,
tricky, but
you look how much money Chelsea has spent there. Looking at the bigger picture, Todd Bowley's come in and he spent an absolute fortune. And Troy says here, 400 million bench for them. They've just got so much money coming off the bench. Lawrence, hope you're well, mate. So many players, and they've got money coming out of their ears there.
and it's a lot of pressure on them, isn't it, as well?
And I think it's just a little bit like they're all mixed matched together. And I look at that side and I think those players haven't played with each other for a long amount of time. None of them are really Premier League proven, and they brought them in from different leagues and not really used to the Premier League. And Stevie 2 times says it here, Rice should kick lumps on Enzo. Welcome to the Prem. I thought he was okay in his game the other day, but if you get Rice on him, Rice is a very physical, good player, and if he can put in a performance and sort of try and cancel out that Chelsea midfield, I think we're on to a really, really good one. So
midfield, that's what you need in there today.
Yeah, I just think it is a matter of time with the amount of quality they've got there, Ollie. But it's a lot of players that have never played with each other who are all mixed mashed together, and I'm hoping they're not all going to bond together today.
Yeah, that's it. You could have a lot of world class players together on the same pitch. They're not necessarily going to gel. You got to think every player's got his way of thinking. He's got his idea and he's got his idea. It doesn't necessarily match. But hopefully for West Ham it doesn't today. They do get it wrong.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of your comments. They keep coming in. Get your predictions into the chat as we are, just over 45 minutes or 50 minutes away from kickoff at London Stadium. This huge London derby for both sides. Peter says, my God, 2 keepers, says it all. That he doesn't want to go for it. Could have had Mubamba instead of Anang for possibly 10 minutes if chasing. Yeah, if Hedgie can be there, I know it's a keeper. I'm pretty sure Mubamba can be put on the bench as well instead of having 2 keepers. So that's a little bit frustrating. Alan says, I believe Kehrer will come good, Jake, a lot. Alan says a lot on here. Forget when Winston Reid was signed by Grant. For the first couple of games he was crap and made mistakes and benched, but he came good in the end. I'm hoping he does come good. We've got to give him time. Moyes is the big sort of tester here. What his opinion, is sort of imperative with it. So we'll just have to wait and see what Moyes' sort of opinion of him is. And many fans are like, I want to see him on the team sheet because we want him to do well and we want him in the side because he's got some pace, which we desperately, desperately need. But for me at the moment, he just can't look past the defensive errors that he makes, and he just puts us unnecessarily under pressure, which is never a good thing, Ollie.
Yeah, that's the trouble. It is. Pace isn't always everything. You need to be able to read the game. That's why I think Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool was so great up until this season, or maybe the last. His reading of the game was just absolutely brilliant. He was always in the right position at the right time. So pace isn't everything. So that is a worry for West Ham. If he looks like he's getting caught out, I'd bring him off early and replace him.
Yeah. Peter makes an interesting point here. Should give Kehrer a go at midfield for some European games. Got the pace. I do agree with that. I think he could be an option in midfield for one of the European games. Maybe, just maybe, it could be an option to put Kehrer in there, but not over Downs. If there's an option, there's a place there, we could experiment. But this is David Moyes talking about at the same time. Stevie says, get after Buddy and same option as Badiashile and Cucurella, easy win. I think Cucurella is not really settled in at the best of times, and Badiashile, a new player coming into the Premier League. I think Stevie's right there that could be the side we try and exploit and could get some joy from, Ollie.
Yeah. Say it again, Jake. Sorry, what was that? I was just reading the comment. What did you say then about the what? Get joy from who?
Get after Baggio and Cucurella down that sort of left-hand side, two players that...
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I want to see Bowen play. I think Bowen, especially coming from last season, he was absolutely fantastic. He needs to get his boots on. If he gets going, that is definitely an option.
Yeah,
get out then.
Ben Rama on that side, or Bowen, maybe. Comfortable midfield wise, you can push Paqueta up and give an extra option down that side and try and overload it. And of course, we've got the wing backs as well. Get Emerson against his former club. He's definitely got a point to prove. You know, when we went to Chelsea away in September. When we scored that goal, you saw the emotion there of Emerson. He didn't care that it was his former club. He was loving that we, at the time, got that winner, of course, which was chalked off in the end. So Hill definitely will have a point to prove against his former club today. Yeah. So that could really be a force down that side, whichever side those two play. Mudryk is a player. Now, Mudryk had his debut, I believe, for 20 minutes against you at Anfield. What did you make of him, Ollie, in terms of a player, Mudryk?
I didn't actually see the game. I was working a shift that night. Believe it or not, I haven't. So to be honest, I haven't seen him play really. I was quite surprised to see his name on the sheet there. But I can't really comment on that, Jake. To be honest, I haven't seen him play, mate. To be honest.
We will see today, and we'll see what he's all about. Usual Suspect says, I'm a bit more optimistic now. I've seen the Chelsea lineup, or am I being a fool? I think the Chelsea lineup was always going to be a little bit like weird because he brought in all these players that we haven't really heard of, and I don't think we can really make a judgment until probably 20 minutes in, see all these players together, and see what they're like, because it's almost stepping into the unknown, because I've got no idea what sort of Chelsea side's going to turn up today, and they possibly might be feeling the same with the weird season West Ham have had so far. So it might work both ways, and I think it's an incredibly hard game to predict, Ollie.
Yeah, it is, Jay. No, I totally agree. There's so much pressure on both teams going into the game. It really, really is. You know, I said I think West Ham will win, and I think they will, but it'll be ugly. You know, it's not going to be 2-3-0. I think it's just going to be 1-0. You know, Antonio 70th minute, something like that. You know, I think it'll be tight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I think your best bet if you want a West Ham win is probably 1-0 to the Hammers. I think that's the best bet I'd be looking at that, and that's my prediction. But we'll get onto them more a little bit later on. Peter says if Zuma was playing, he would have kicked Felix the cat up in the air.
Felix the cat.
Peter says they will boss the midfield. Now, at times last week, I was a little bit worried that we were almost a little bit too attacking in the midfield with just the two of Rice and Paqueta, who was more attack-minded. So it's going to be interesting how, if they're going to stack the midfield, so maybe three of them in there, if Loftus-Cheek's playing there as well, but if we do get overrun in the midfield, it's a big test for this Rice and Paqueta partnership. And I say fair play to David Moyes today, because he could have easily dropped one of the attackers and put Souček in there, stacked it with a three, and gone a little bit more defensive. But hats off to Moyes. He's stuck with the two. He's gone a little bit more progressive, a little bit more attacking, and let's hope it doesn't come back to bite us on the backside. You know, Lawrence, hope you're well. Hope everybody else is keeping well. Can see a red card today. London derby, few tackles in there. Hopefully Rice doesn't get too carried away today. He loves a card. He loves a good tackle. I can see a red card today. Ollie, fierce London derby. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can actually, Jay. Yeah, that's the trouble. You get carried away. It's easy to say it won't happen, but when you're actually out there on the pitch, it's things happen. People see red. Especially Rice. Yeah, he'll probably lose his temper once or twice. Hopefully he doesn't, though, because you need him on the pitch today. But either way, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It certainly is. Corners need to be good today, and we need to have Rice taking them. I think this is hopefully going to prove the corner issues we've had. Rice hitting a couple of great corners last week, and I think for me, Declan Rice, instead of him loitering around the sort of goal line and post, I'd much rather see Rice taking those corners. 6:30 a.m. here in the US from Lawrence. Another good shift from you, my man. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. George says we need one of those Kera salmon leaps he sometimes does. Close down João Felix all game and the first 20 minutes. Get after them. I think it's another player that's come from another league, João Felix, Ollie, that might be a little bit unknown to the fierceness and the sort of speed of the Premier League, which might be something to exploit today.
Yeah, possibly. I've seen him play. Was he at Atletico Madrid as well before?
Yeah.
Now, who he was? Yeah, I've seen. I think I watched him play against Liverpool. He did look really good, to be fair. He looked very quick. I can remember him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but then again, Liverpool haven't been great at the recent times. But so yeah, it's early days for that. I can't really comment on that yet, Jay. You need to give him a chance, give him a couple months before you judge him. So
we'll have to see. Peter says, hope Noble does the team talk pre-match in Churchill Style, really gives it to him, really, sort of tells what the importance of this game is, not only because it's a London derby, and if you as a West Ham player don't get for a London derby, then I can tell you now you won't be liked by the fan base. We've got 2 massive London derbies now. We're going to be up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next week for some match day content, of course, the game. So yeah, we've got 2 massive games now coming up in the Premier League. Let's scroll down on some of these comments then and see what you guys are saying. Peter says, bit worrying with that Chelsea bench, 5 subs. If nothing, if things not going well, our bench still isn't that strong to change things in comparison. That's a very good point. We've probably got Ings, Lanzini, and that's about it. And Fornals, that's about it. I've never really thought of it like that. Bowen much better home than away. Bowen gets lost away from home. He's sort of like just disappears into thin air away from home. Doesn't really do anything at home. He's a lot better. That's a very good point, Peter. Never really thought of that. He thrives at home, which looks good for today's game. Peter says, need a bulldozing Antonio rather than a Bambi on ice. That's key today, Ollie. If we can get Antonio running at those defenders.
Yeah, totally.
Serious problems.
Yeah, Chelsea's weak point for sure. Get him going, get him hassling them, pushing them over. Use his strength, definitely. Yeah,
for sure.
It's key.
Mandy says the arrival of Paqueta has demoted Downs and Fornals. It has, but I think it's good that Paqueta's in that position, because I think he's going to make a very, very good partnership in there. Mandy says most likely see them in Europe of the cup game with United. Peter says any result is possible in this game. Is the case of who wants it more. It is. Yeah, I think Chelsea win, draw, West Ham win. Any sort of result is plausible. Talking about it before, I think, Ollie.
Yeah, I'll go for the win.
Love it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even if it was a draw, I mean, West Ham, and they shouldn't be disappointed with that. I mean, it is still a very big game, isn't it? Chelsea are, like you said, very dangerous side on their day, but I'll be going for the win. I still would. I think West Ham need to push.
Yeah, we certainly do.
You need the 3 points. You need West Ham. The thing is, West Ham shouldn't be where they are. They should be higher up in the league. They're too good for relegation battles. So get at them. Come on.
Oh, Avery is. We haven't seen him for a while. Our resident Chelsea fan. Avery comes up the Chelsea morning afternoon. After him. Simon, I hope you're well, mate. Well, of course. I mean, this fixture has brought out some controversy in the last couple of years, hasn't it? If I cast your mind back to September, the obvious VAR decision in a dodgy Chelsea win. When we went to your place, Simon, last year, that Dawson red card penalty last minute when we beat you at home. This game in recent years is proving, and it is proving, that it could be a very entertaining and exciting game. With a West Ham win, of course. 2-0 Chelsea. Can't see it. I can't see it, Simon. Let's hope not. Yes, just stop drinking, so it's not even midday. Come on, Simon, lay off it. Peter says, Ollie's sober. Shocker. That's not very nice. Ollie is saying a West Ham win sober, and I like it.
Yes, I am normally pissed off. The Liverpool final, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that was an interesting stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was doing headstands on the sofa. Like, Christ.
Yeah, something like that.
Please don't.
Miss Amret says, I'm thinking 2-1 and all. Hopefully, belter from Antonio and then Ings off the bench. And Ings' goal would make it a fan's favourite already. Yeah, when was the last time in the league when we never conceded? I can't remember. Somebody will know. Ollie, you're a hammer. You are a hammer.
I am at heart.
Stella and the cornflakes normally. Oh dear, brilliant, brilliant. So before we move on to some predictions, I know a few of you have already put them in the chat, so pile your predictions into chat. We'll read them out. We'd like to thank our channel sponsors here at West Ham and official SRM cover, so you can check them out in the description down below as well as our video sponsors going all the way through February and March. Manscaped, you can check them out. I've got the Lawnmower 4.0 right here in my hand. It's got all sorts of stuff. Skin safe technology, Ollie. Skin safe technology. If I turn it on, it's got a little light so you can see what you're doing down there as well. It is very,
wicked.
very good indeed.
I need one.
You can get 20% off by using discount code West Ham Official 20 at Manscaped. The pinned comment in the description, you know where to find it, and it massively helps out the channel if you go and purchase something over there on the website and use the code. That is the key. West Ham Official 20.
I'll have a look now. Okay, it's got to be in capitals as well, isn't it?
It's going to be in capitals. West Ham Official 20. Make sure you spell it right, Ollie. You'll get 20% off and free shipping.
I'll check it out now. All right, I'll have a look.
Brilliant. So you've already hinted at your prediction. Then I want some goal scorers. I want you to tell me how you think the game's going to go, and I want your all important prediction, Ollie.
Okay, I think the game is going to be a bit scrappy, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be pretty. It's not going to be goals. I think 1-0 West Ham. Antonio's 75 minutes.
Antonio, 75th minute. I like it. I do like it. So yeah, look at this as well. Look what a graphic this is from the people at Manscaped. What a graphic that is. So yeah, check them out. Link in the description and the pinned comment. 2-1 West Ham. Antonio scores today. Says Stevie. I think he does. I think he's a key part of us picking up points today. Antonio running them ragged. I think that's where we're getting something. I mentioned my prediction last night, and I'm going to stick with it as I normally do. It's 1-0 West Ham. I can't remember who I said he was going to. Oh, Rice to get the goal. It's going to be just outside the box. He's going to drill it into the corner. He's going to shush those Chelsea fans, and we're going to win 1-0. Let's hope so. So yeah, predictions into the chat. Final thoughts then, Ollie. What I'm going to say is your name is David Moyes or Mark Noble. What you saying to the West Ham players before they walk out on that pitch in about half an hour's time?
I would say get at them, hit them hard hit them early. You know, fire up, but just enjoy yourselves and go and get all 3 points. Yeah.
Definitely. Let's hope so. Goals from Bowen and Rice. I am reading your mind, Lawrence. I am. Goals from Bowen and Rice, and hopefully we can get at a sort of semi-vulnerable Chelsea side and pick up 3 points. We will see you back on the full-time whistle. Me and Ollie will be here, hopefully talking about a correct prediction from one of us two and West Ham picking up a win. Ollie, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Cheers, Jake. All the best, mate. See you in a minute.
From us. Come on, you guys. Come on. Let's have a come on, you Irons, Ollie.
Come on, ready? Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Don't tell the Liverpool boys I've done that.
Derby, Manscaped, link in the description. Channel sponsors SRM Carver and Son. Link in the description down below. Like, subscribe, become a member. You know what to do. It's West Ham, it's Chelsea. And it kicks off very, very soon. See you all on the full-time whistle. This is West Ham, and officially in the build-up show. We'll see you soon. Ollie, see you later. Come on.
See you in a bit, boy. Enjoy the game. Bye.